Possible new ownership at a mobile home park claims it'll offer cash to dozens of Rockford residents if they leave their homes.
WIFR's Nathaniel Langley has covered the Rock River Commons proposal from the start and now finds residents worry an offer from new management may leave them living on the streets.
Mike, Sydney, an initial report shared with city staff listed August 1st, 2028 as the cutoff for property owners to leave Riverview. But a relocation plan moves that timeline up to this summer if residents want financial support.
Okay, so this is Sparta.
Jessica Van Diver moved into South Rockford's Riverview Mobile Home Park in 2018.
People make memories down here. Like with me, I have dogs.
What brought you to Riverview?
I actually moved here. I was trying to get away from a domestic violence situation.
But a possible sale of the park may force Van Diver and dozens of residents to leave, including her uncle, Paul Lewis.
It's not much, but I enjoy it. Now I'm going to miss it.
Prospective buyer John Plant hopes to transform the community into an RV park.
It's like tearing the heart out of somebody.
If Rockford City Council approves a special use permit, about 3 dozen mobile home residents would be forced to leave.
I think it's BS.
Most of the people here, they're on Social Security. They're on fixed incomes.
In a letter shared with council members, Plant's Rock River Commons says residents could receive $4,500 if they leave by July 31st.
It's actually offering less than what I paid for my place.
That dollar amount drops to $2,000 if property owners leave by September 30th.
And to tell us, you'll get the money after you move, which means where they're supposed to be homeless. Come on.
Van Diver and Lewis say they received the plan from third parties. They've yet to hear directly from the incoming owner.
The current owners and the new owner, they need to just communicate with us like we are people, not go behind our back.
Oh. We reached out to Plant's attorney for comment, but have yet to hear back. We also asked the city and council member Gabrielle Torino, who represents the Riverview area, for comment, but neither provided responses.
Thank you, Nathaniel. And Monday's Code and Regulation Committee delayed a vote on a special use permit for the RV park. The proposal returns for a vote May 11th.